How we doing, everybody? Where's my the top of this thing here? Doggone it. Maybe that was it. We're here. Let's see a different one. Where'd it go? Oh, it always comes off. Anyway, like the thing that was on top of that. Where'd it go? Did you take it, Michael? Did you take my little filter thing? Am I sitting on it? There it is. I found it. It's hiding there over there. Yeah, much better. Okay, how we doing, guys? How we doing, guys, girls? Hopefully you're doing good. Let's see what's going on in the news past couple days or something like that. You already saw some of it, but we'll see a little bit more of it now. How about that? Sounds like a plan, Stan. Yeah, that rhymes. Who, me? Nah, I just had a plan. No, we're all good. Let's check and see what's in the news today. Something was happening here the other day. Where was this out here? Outside London School of Economics at a turning point. UK proving wrong stand with JC Britannia, or a flash mob of far left students thought it was clever to mock the death of Charlie Kirk. That sounds interesting. These are UK people. You know, this is where America learned our culture, and look what's happening to them. They don't know it. They were kind of closer to people that were fighting the Nazis back in the day, and they don't really know what they are anymore. You do realize there's more Jewish people living peacefully in America than any other country in the world, outside of maybe Israel. You do realize this, and America treats everybody the same. They don't yell and scream at each other unless they're crazy leftists, But okay. Even though that's you want people off your streets you disagree with. That sort of reminds me of a certain German people back in the day that didn't like a certain people on their streets. They would say, get off of their streets, right? So who's acting like the Nazis? I'm confused. You don't see the TPUSA people saying, get off the streets. You only see these people saying, get off the streets. Interesting. Let me look at the people are even like waiting for what do we copy next? What do we copy next? What do we repeat next? What's our next sort of forward slogan? We don't have minds of our own. We need somebody that's deranged to tell us what to say. We can't come up with our own argument. Oh my goodness. The UK is just lost. I didn't even know what this was about here. I just like this guy sometimes here.
Telling service members, those Democrats that put out that video telling service members to defy lawful orders are actually committing a military coup within our military. Now, think about this. They would not pay you during the government shutdown, but yet they want you to risk everything for their political agenda. Do not fall for it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they voted against giving the military of their pay. So Trump had to kind of find private donations to make sure the military got their pay at least the first time. So that's interesting. So they want to military to defy orders, but they don't want to pay them. You think the military is going to say, wait, you want me to break an order that's not will lead to me not getting paid anyway? You're the people that didn't want to pay me anyway when I was doing my job and following orders. So are you crazy? That's what a military person would likely think that has common sense. This is some. I'm not sure if this is the whole thing here, but this is part of the thing that happened last night.
Protector. He's a fat fucking loser. Yeah, you don't say nothing about that because you're a
Folks, the main people here that have the lights on here are the leftists or Antifa types here. You see Richard behind him there.
fucking piece of shit protector. Fucking protector.
And
You protect fucking drug dealers.
I think the person yelling is Shane on this one here. He's a live streamers, activist type person from the right. Love everyone. Hey, that's a good one, Michael. That's a great one to have out there. You know, love everyone the same. How about that?
Who ruin your community? You fucking loser. Shut the fuck up, you stupid Eskimo fuck. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, loser. Get
Okay, now they protect the person there that says stuff and having a little argument there. They weren't protecting him before, but now they feel like they can step up and things like that.
the fuck out of here if you don't like it. Shut the fuck up.
I don't care for the guy's language or and things like that towards people there, but free speech maybe.
I don't give a fuck what you are. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking Eskimo, you dumb fuck. I can say it if I want to. I'm fucking First Nation too.
Oh, this is that guy. Okay, I know. Yeah, the guy speaking. I'm not sure, but I know there's some guy out there that's a Native American on the right or whatever, and maybe this is the guy that in question here. I'm not sure.
Get the fuck away from me, you stupid fat fucking bastard. I'm moving. Get the fuck out of my way. Come on. Let's go. Because he's a fat fucking.
Yeah, we'll find out later on more of that stuff there, but that's just one point of view that we saw there from that little altercation they had the other day. I didn't see this conversation, but Right Side Rebel was down there in Washington, D.C. today having conversations with people here. See what this conversation
I'm a patriot. I love my country.
I love my country too.
We have Utah patriots
all
in
about-
Utah. We're going to follow them and execute them after this for Nuremberg 2.0 because they're so...
I'm a patriot. I love my country.
I love my country
We
too.
have Utah patriots
all
in
about-
Utah. We're going to follow them and execute them after this for Nuremberg.
we have Utah Patriots. You're gonna. What was the before the word execute? What was the other word?
And execute them after this for Nuremberg 2.0. We're going to follow them and execute them after this for Nuremberg.
Follow them. Okay, I thought it said call them or something like that, or follow them. And this is a woman that says that and her supposed husband is right here, and he has nothing to say.
Because they're such fucking MAGA.
Wait.
I'm just
what
kidding.
did-
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not a thing you kid about. You don't even joke about something like that. Look at Rebel's face right here. Is like, like, wait, did you just say something like that? You know, in public. You know, whether it's a joke or not.
No, I got told I hope you get Charlie Kirk, so.
Well, I'm glad Charlie Kirk's dead. I'm from Utah, born and bred, and I know all about the Mormons and Charlie Kirk and his wife that was banned in Romania for trafficking children with her ministry. So
I'm a patriot. I love my country.
For trafficking children. I'm guessing what she means or something like that is an adoption agency for people who didn't want their babies, and she found ways to make sure that those babies found good families. Is that what she's talking about there, guys? So it's very intelligent there. Let me Go to the next video, and I don't know if I need to research that other thing, but do you know what she was even talking about, that last part there?
The Mormons and Charlie Kirk, and his wife that was banned in Romania for trafficking children with her ministry. So,
With her ministry. Crazy. I mean, there's the eyes, you can see it, yeah. There's Spider Mike having a discussion later on there for 46 seconds. Okay.
What was that stuff called you gave me?
Sudacon.
Sudacon.
From Mike P. Mike P. brought it down,
Okay,
and
Mike P.
Mike was the
Big
lucky guy
shout out.
to use
That
it
stuff
first.
helped out a lot. So I could feel my right eye swelling up. I got punched pretty good. But yeah, that whatever that was that got me, that stuff got up in my eyelids and up my nose. Man. So yeah, fun stuff.
I always keep one or two of those on me, so if you ever need it again, come find me.
Big shout out to this guy.
I'm down here
Right.
6 nights a week.
And media. Boom. Big shout out. Thank you, sir.
Fake media is another name for pretend media, I think, right?
Oh yeah, I had to sit there for a little while.
Yeah, 110%.
Hello.
Nice, chill, peaceful night.
What was that?
Anyway, that was Spider Mike doing something afterwards on that event there. Let's see what we got here. Mexico is kind of going off here, evidently. Tens of thousands of Mexicans have taken to the streets in more than 50 cities, fed up with government corruption and cartel control. What began as marches quickly turned into violent riots outside the National Palace. This is more recent than, I mean, last weekend or whatever was going crazy, but I guess they're still going crazy. They know how to do a real protest in Mexico, evidently. Well, the 10-minute thing on that one there. I just want to see some of the stuff.
Todo el pueblo de México, sin excepción, todo el
English.
Y así vamos a estar.
Oh, yeah.
todo lo que tengo que decir.
Anybody English by chance?
Manhole cut happening right now. Still a lot of flashbangs, still a lot of tear gas, CS powder, CS spray.
Anyway, things are going crazy there. I don't watch the whole thing, but you get the idea. But some craziness was going on in Congress evidently today too. What was going on here?
Close. Speaker, if there is someone who has seen the horrors of socialism up close within the Democratic Party is in the House, and it's the Honorable Congresswoman Maxine Waters. And I would love for you to support this resolution specifically, because Madam Waters, for decades, you traveled to Cuba dozens of times to visit Fidel Castro personally, whom you consider your friend. Congresswoman Waters was in Havana, and she saw the destruction of biblical proportions that Castro caused on that island, who at the time in 1960 had the highest per capita income in the Western Hemisphere. At that time, Madam Waters knew that thousands and thousands of Cubans were escaping on a raft, exposing their lives and their children to be eaten by the sharks. She knew that Afro-Cubans were being beaten on the streets of Havana, discriminated.
Cuban Africans that came to Cuba, I'm guessing Afro-Cubans are.
Against by Fidel Castro, Mr. Speaker. And for that reason, I am bringing up all these facts, because Madam Waters knew that the Cuban jails were full of political prisoners, and the Cubans did not have the same privileges that we are having right now to speak freely. At that time, Madam Waters never raised her voice to denounce the horrors of socialism, Mr. Speaker. For that reason, I am.
Democrat. Is it? I can't remember. If maybe it's a rule where you can't bring up members of the other side in your conversation, but since it's about socialism and Cuba socialist / communist, and when members of Congress were supporting socialism, yeah, I think it's fair to bring them up.
I'm asking Madam Waters.
For what purpose the lady from California seeks recognition?
I move to take her words down.
And move to take your face down. That's scary thing.
Order. The House will be in order. The lady from California, for what purpose do you rise?
I rise to take down her words.
What did she say wrong? For what reason? Gotta have a reason. It's called free speech, even in Congress.
The lady from Florida is recognized.
All right, so I'm asking for unanimous consent to withdraw the violations of the rules and continue with my speech, which is that if there are many people on this floor that have seen.
Without objection, the words are withdrawn.
What? Why would? What?
Objection is heard. The objection is withdrawn.
The objection is withdrawn. Yeah. Who? Whenever they get people to kind of be in charge of these things, they need to understand what their words are here. The objection is withdrawn, not the words of what the person said. The stupid objection that makes no sense should be withdrawn. There you go.
The lady from Florida, her request is accepted with unanimous consent. The gentlelady from Florida is recognized. The gentleman from Arkansas.
The House is not in order.
Gentleman is correct. The House is not in order. With any luck, we'll get back to business. Please take your conversations off the floor of the House. The gentlelady from Florida is recognized.
There are many people on this floor who have seen the horrors of communism. They have been to Cuba. They have been friends with Fidel Castro. They have seen the jails full of Cuban prisoners. They have seen people preparing rafts to die in the middle of the ocean, eaten by sharks. There are many people in the Democratic Party who have witnessed that and have not said anything. So for that reason, Mr. Speaker, I am asking some of my colleagues on that side of the aisle, many of them who are very good friends of mine, to understand that denouncing communism and socialism is the right thing to do for the Democratic Party. And if some of the highest, most important members of the Democratic Party on that side of the aisle were to vote with us, they would be doing a very favor to the Republic, and not only that, to the Democratic Party. They will become the new champions. And the Democratic Party will be now the champion for freedom in the Western Hemisphere. I yield back.
Well said. Well said. But they didn't, because 98 of them said, no, socialism is an okay thing. Socialism is just fine. It has no bad consequences. 98 Democrats.
A one-year extension.
Want to get done, you are going to need at least some Republicans to come over. Why not start with a one-year extension or potentially even a two-year extension?
Well, Leader Schumer offered a one-year extension in the context of trying to end the Trump Republican shutdown.
Yeah, but that's different. What I'm talking about, what you have now. Let's not go back to what's done in the past and what has not been extended. If you want to get some,
you're saying something that happened, could have happened before. She's new. She wants what's going to happen in the future. You know, she already knows what happened in the past. That's already taken care of. You understand the news and forward thinking is, Mr. Jeffries?
Something that has actually done. You need to do something that will have bipartisan.
You can ask me the question. You can ask me the question. I'll provide the answer.
Answer the question instead of going back.
I'll provide the answer. No. I'm providing an answer in order to provide context. Republicans have repeatedly.
I loved her face right there. You see her face. Like, that's like half of Congress has that same face. Watch her face again.
At context, Republicans.
Look at the eye roll. The eye roll.
Republicans have repeatedly refused to take yes for an answer. It was a very reasonable multi-year extension that was offered. It was a 1 year.
It was a multi-year. Now it was a 1 year. Right after he said it was a multi-year.
Straight extension.
Which one was it, buddy? Is it a multi-year or 1 year? Multi-year means more than one.
Plus a multi-year process through a bipartisan commission to more permanently resolve the Affordable Care Act issue. So having that context is absolutely important. regardless of
Okay,
what you may think.
It's important context to make me realize that I don't think you want to get a deal done. I think this is something where you'd like to see the rates go higher and allow the Republicans to hang themselves with that. Is that the answer?
That's
Is this
absolutely
politics?
that's absolutely a ridiculous assertion. And really, shame
3
on
years
you
is not
for
going to get passed. So what do you do?
Shame on you for saying that.
CNBC is starting to make sense now. Here's another idiot.
If they followed
That is-
illegal orders.
And I guess, Senator,
That is
members of the
correct.
military, what is your advice to them if they come across something that seems confusing?
I think they need to talk to their leadership. You know, talk to their commanding officer about it, and tell your commanding officer why you think this may be illegal. There are lawyers within the military, the Judge Advocate General Corps. You can have a conversation, you know, with somebody who understands the law. And you know, there's always the option of you review the UCMJ with your leadership and you explain to somebody why you think this may not be lawful.
Okay. Your commander says attack that outpost, you know, right now. Commander, I'm not sure if we should attack that outpost. You know, there might be somebody in there. I'm going to go need to call my JAG buddy. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine being an Arizona person that voted for this guy? There's it again last night.
I just give back what I get. Yeah. I don't hate nobody. I dislike them very, very much. But I don't hate nobody. I try not to hold hate in my heart. But some of these people are the most vile human beings I've ever talked to.
Your daughter must be really proud of you. I hope you find someone like Trump who likes to rape 15-year-olds.
Get the fuck out of here.
Psycho.
Hermaphrodite. Actually, it's just a man. Because trans women are men. But he like throwing stuff at people. Oh, why are you? It's rude. One day I felt like I wanted to be a pirate, and I went to the doctor and said, "Hey, I want to be a pirate. Can you cut off my leg and put a wooden stake?" You think that doctor should be able to do that?
I think if you consent to that and you go to a plastic surgeon, you pay for it yourself.
See, that's mutilating your body for no reason. Do we trigger you that bad that you got tears in your eyes?
I don't know what that was about. Anyway, here's the state of Portland here. Homeless situation. Yep, that's Portland for you. Very much Portland. Is that a BMW also? Or is it a Lexus? I can't remember. Yeah, I get the idea. Typical Portland house. Well, they still run you at $300,000. I'll get back to that one later. This is a good conversation here, I think. This is in Dearborn, I think.
Okay. Yes, I'm from Wales.
What are you doing here?
Or maybe it was in France. I can't remember this one.
Here in Dearborn, Michigan right now.
Oh, Dearborn, okay.
Protests about the rise of Islam here inside of Dearborn, Michigan in the United States.
Yes, I got here last night. I live in DC. I've been living in America for 9 years, just became a citizen. And given that I'm from the UK, I've seen the fall of Europe, I've seen the fall of the UK. There's 82 Sharia courts in England and Wales. And I do worry that it is becoming too popular too fast. And we need to definitely have conversations about it. And this is obviously a big part of that.
Why do you think Islam is becoming so popular right now? It's the fastest growing religion in the United States.
I would say birth rates. They outbreed us in every aspect.
And what did you see in your home country, in the United Kingdom and Wales, with the rise of Islam?
I see white guilt and colonizer guilt. I see people self-censoring and the government not standing up for the people that have been there for generations.
Do you think if people don't take a stand, eventually the United States will be similar to Europe and the United Kingdom, where they've gone with the rise of Islam?
Unfortunately, yes. I think that today men are extremely weak and they need to fight for what they believe in and
She's not wrong.
the fundamentals of their country.
How many more years do you give the United States until it's a bigger issue here with Islam and Christians per se?
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years?
Yeah, but for me, I saw it when I was 12 or 13, and I left the UK when I was 18 for this exact reason.
And how do women feel in Islamic towns like such as the one you left, or that was growing to become an Islamic town?
I felt extremely unsafe. Actually, we had police officers come into our school and say, this area of Wales is now going to be a no-go zone, so don't go there if you're a female. And I thought that's ridiculous. I come from a long line of...
Could you imagine that? I think I think he met the other person that was having a conversation with Tommy there, whatever, that was at least listening to Tommy talk about the trans issue there a little bit there at that point there. I think that's who he meant at that point there. I haven't seen her there much or whatever, except for a discussion yesterday.
Celtic people, and we should feel safe walking through our towns and our villages.
So do you think eventually women won't feel safe walking?
But yeah, Right Side Rebel. I might. I'll try to. She did a video, a good conversation with a lady there that was a confused lady and things like that. But at least she gave her opinion out there. But we'll see.
Walking through their own towns here in the United States?
I already feel unsafe walking through here. I have 2 bodyguards with me today. Yeah, I don't feel safe here at all.
What's life like here in Dearborn?
Nick hardly ever has a bodyguard. You know, his mom might go out there with him. Hey, Jeffy, how you doing? But that's about it. He doesn't usually have a lot of bodyguards around. It's nice when he goes around with other streamers and everything that can sort of watch each other's back, but he doesn't usually have a bodyguard out there.
Michigan.
It's beautiful. It's a good community. Everyone loves each other.
And are you Muslim?
Yes, sir.
And what do you think about seeing this group out here today?
I don't know what this protest is for. What is it for?
They're worried about the rise of Islam here in the United States.
They're worried about it? Well, I hope they all have a beautiful life to live, and we wish the best for them. And I hope they change their thinking towards Muslims.
You have the Lebanon flag on today.
I sure do. And guess what? I'm white. This is my Lebanese husband. There is no Sharia law in Dearborn.
There's probably more to that video. Make sure you follow Nick Shirley to get more of that. Sometimes some other people pull these videos and I just watch them, but they're not going to grant. He did give Nick Shirley a little bit of at the bottom.
What brings you out here today?
Well, I wanted to.
When you're trying to give somebody props for the video that you're trying to get people to watch, don't put their name at the bottom. Put their name at the top. If you really want to give them credit, you'll put their name or their link at the top of the page. People are they're going to read the first few lines of this thing and then watch the video is usually what happens. They don't want to spend all day reading all this and then go down to watch the video. Okay. So next time you do something, put their link toward the top. This video is from Nick Shirley. Here's what I have to say about it. Things like that. Yeah. Just like Jeffy's there. He put my name toward the beginning of the thing, his thing there, not at the end. Although cool cat is a cool thing to say too. But anyway, I just thought that was silly. What was this situation about here? Antifa Public Watch official. Those who attended the counter protest against the vigil of a young girl who lost her wife in Wolverhampton to an illegal migrant were a teacher, a child psychologist, a volunteer for young offenders, and not forgetting the branch treasurer of Unison. These people were the same who attended the counter protest against a vigil of a young girl who lost her life. Remember, even in America, I mean, this sounds like it might have been in UK or something like that. Even in Portland or whatever, the vigils were not interrupted very much by Antifa. I went to 3 different vigils south of Portland. None of them had Antifa people or counter protesters yelling or screaming or anything like that. They were at least civilized enough to do that. Nowadays, they're saying stupid things about Charlie Kirk, but not at the time of the vigil. But evidently, the UK, it's okay for them to cause issues when somebody was unalived by somebody who shouldn't have been there. Wow. Anyway, that one done. Well, this is part of the video here. 39 seconds of the attack or whatever the other day. Okay, looks like I forgot his handle there, but he's the guy with the unicycle there. Raw Tactics is his name. Looks like these two guys are impeding his way to be able to walk through there. I'm not sure when the video started, but you can see that they're standing in his way right there. I'm not sure if the guy in the red and black or whatever is a leftist or not, but it looks like all this guy's trying to do is get by him here.
I'm racist! I'm racist!
No, as you could tell, he was trying to get past him. He wasn't hitting him or anything like that. He was just simply trying to move him to the side, and then this guy immediately started doing it and just started to punch somebody much smaller than him.
Come on! Let's go! Yeah, that's right! Let's go, man! Fuck out of my face!
I didn't see anything deployed yet.
Go ahead, get up on one man. We'll see it.
Cops got it there. Was it deployed? Oh, now you hear coughing.
Do not fucking jump on someone. I don't care. I'm just shut the fuck up, pussy. Get the fuck out of here. I'll not give anything. Motorcycle. Says a little fuck.
Cops. Okay, cops are right there, so they made sure to get out of hand or anything like that. It's just kind of cool, just let men be men kind of thing at that point there.
Mace in my eye. That's a little bitch, boy. I'm racist.
Old Bill. Oh, hey, Aaron D. How you doing? Nice to see you. I'm guessing based on that, are you a Portland Andy guy? Doesn't he always say Old Bill or whatever whenever the cops show up or something like that? Old Bill. So I think other people probably say it too, but I hear a lot on Portland Andy. Anyway, nice to see you there. Cat's in the house. Which cat? I don't see a cat. Oh, Cat Snow. There we go. Another cat that I know out there. There are a few more people watching. I appreciate it, guys and girls. You guys are cool out there. I don't think I got raided or anything like that, but let's check and see what else happened here. Oh, that's just a replay. Okay. We might see different viewing angle later on. What happened here? In fact, here might be a different viewing angle right here.
That's all y'all do. You guys are hateful. He tried to attack me from behind. Oh my God! I tried to attack you by getting your face. You don't say nothing about that. Well, you're a fucking about it. He didn't try to attack you. He didn't try to attack you. You protect fucking drug dealers who ruin your community. Fucking listen. Shut the fuck up, you.
It looks like the guy in the red and black that was over there earlier. I'm not sure if this must have been after that happened. I'm guessing. He was kind of standing on the other side of Spider Mike.
Stupid Eskimo fuck! Shut up! Oh.
Okay, this is the situation. Okay, let's skip that naughty talk there and go to the event here. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we just see Spider Mike step up next to him or something like beside him, rather than between the guy he's yelling at. Right there, you're standing beside him at that point there. Interesting. Okay.
I'm racist! I'm racist!
Yeah, same situation. What does this remind you of? He went after the neck again. What is that? If you guys remember a certain situation with Sabrina and Rebel back in the day and Chandler, and when Sabrina was going after defending herself and doing shots to the body. I'm being nice on YouTube at that point there. And then Chandler, he went for the neck, right? Isn't that funny how they always kind of go for the head and neck area, and a hold there. So he always trying to use his hand to hold the neck there, not just kind of punch or something like that. Not that punching is bad too, but interesting.
Hey! Come on! Yeah, that's right.
I don't think he made contact, did he? Anyway. You can keep playing. No, he's on a unicycle, not a wheelchair. He's on a, they call it a one wheel or something like that. But
Go ahead, gang up on one man. We'll see it. Stop staying with them. Do not fucking jump on someone. I don't care how big they are.
shut the fuck up. No. At this point, since there were nobody got any kind of charges or anything like that from that situation last night that I know of, unless the police decided to do something afterwards or something. If they took the video evidence, they can still kind of charge them after the fact. But nothing happened at that time there.
Get the fuck out of here! I'll knock you out back to motorcycle! Says a little fuck, I got mace in my eye. Says a little bitch, boy! You got pushed off of it. You got pushed off of it, bro.
Yes, there's no video of who maced who or anything like that. If they're assuming there was mace deployed, I didn't see any video of deploy. That's the reason I always tell people and everything, when you film from far away or up above. That's what you do. You film from far away or up above crazy events like that. That way you see everything that can happen, preferably filming in 720 or 1080, so you can see everything that's going on at that point there. You film in tight like that, you don't see what else might be happening on the outside. You always film from up above where you see everything, or from far away. I mean, you still might have bodies blocked, but at least it's from far away there. But Jesse Hikes does a lot of cool stuff out there, but I'll finish that one. Jack Ebnick had a conversation with Megyn Kelly. Interesting.
Happy birthday, dear Erica. Happy birthday to you.
Jack was so good, everyone. Awesome, right?
Yeah, it was cool. I just thought I'd see that one. This is Travis Nealton here. He's the bodyguard for some of the streamers down there, like Honey Badger Mom, hanging out with his dog. I was like, this kind of fun little nature videos.
What are you doing?
Oh, really, Jeff? I didn't see that part, but I did see the guy fall down there. Hopefully, he didn't hurt himself too bad. Abe in the house. What's going on, Abe? Nice to see you. What have you been up to? Good dog, good dog. What dog is that, I wonder? You guys are behaving yourselves out there? Yeah, a few people behave themselves half the time. Jack Masebnik again here. Just different videos, see what's going on.
All right, we're here at the Megyn Kelly tour stop in Bakersfield, California, deep in the bowels of the arena here, but we still got some reception. So I'm with Jack, so I put the Wawa hat on.
They told me there was no Wawa in California. I thought that I was going to be completely sold out. I'm like totally disconnected. I'm behind enemy lines, and then I see this pop up.
What's Wawa, guys? I keep hearing about this Wawa or something like that. I don't. Is it a restaurant or? Looks like there's a bird on the top of his Wawa hat. What's Wawa? Who knows what Wawa is?
Up, and I know that everything's going to be.
Oh, it's a gas station. Okay, gas station. I didn't know. Is it like a Buc-ee's level gas station? With a fancy store inside or something like that, or is it more of a California has these 7-Eleven gas stations that are 7-Elevens, but also a gas station. Is it that kind of stuff?
All right.
Plenty to talk about. A lot of new stuff today. Maybe it'll come out.
We'll see. There's some feuding, there's some beefing, but
Is it like a Dollar General level store or more of a 7-Eleven level store?
Tonight was actually originally supposed to be Charlie Kirk's spot on the tour, and so Megyn asked me to come and see if we could have a little chat about our friend. And I asked if I wanted to come out for a couple of minutes and do that. And I said I'd be more than happy to. I'd be honored to.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Jack. It's great to see you in California.
Gavin Newsom, you came after me last week, and I promised I would be here. Here I am, Gavin. Here I am. And look at all the beautiful patriots that I brought with me.
Quite a few. All right, buddy, if you're on your way, travel safe, get here safely, and we'll see you.
Bakersfield, at least in the red part of California there, most of California is deep blue. Right? At least in that sort of northern area, northeastern California, pretty red out there. Until you get to Yosemite National Park, and then it's the workers there are blue in a lot of cases. There's another
Rain and the cold.
Is Charlie Sheen in Bakersfield?
Dynamite, something special.
A lot of familiar faces there. Oh, there's Jack again. Saw that one, saw that one. I think we saw enough of those videos, haven't we? No, I haven't seen this angle yet. No, we saw that angle already. This guy had a good point of view here.
Don't like America, you should leave. If you are a part of an organization that is plotting the downfall of America, I'm telling you, you should leave. If you are a part of any religious movement that does not appreciate the Constitution of the United States of America, then I'm letting you know it is in your best interest to leave. I understand, but I'm letting you know that it is your best interest to leave. I get it. I understand what it's like to want to have it your way. You're not going to have it your way. And so I'm letting you know that if you are not happy, if you are not satisfied, if you are looking for some type of change, well, there are already places that have been built just the way you want it. And it ain't going to be here.
I'm not sure if he's Army or Marines. Let's see what it said here. Where is this man? Speaks many us. Why? Yeah, it doesn't say. I'm guessing Marines based on the uniform and the behavior. What's Stephen A. Smith have to say about stuff here? Tucker Carlson or something like that?
With things that I've seen from Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Some of the verbiage, a recent interview with Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Some of the things that have been said, and we don't have time to get into the specifics per se, but it was very uncomfortable to listen to some of the stuff they've said about race, some of the stuff that was articulated about the Jewish community or whatever. And you made news because of an interview you had with Tucker Carlson months ago, whenever that was. I want to know, what are your feelings about the state of this country, the climate, particularly when you see the kind of rhetoric that he's been tackling?
Listen, Stephen, you and I are on exactly the same page on this.
But the cool thing is Stephen will talk to people on the right. So many people on the left or whatever, they won't even talk to Stephen because they think he's going too far right by just simply having a conversation, right? Yeah, you can have your feelings about Ted Cruz or something like that, but at least people are having a conversation about different things here.
And look, I look at it, the question of...
I think he needs to shave his beard more than I do.
Anti-Semitism. I think 10 years ago in the Democrat Party, you started to see an anti-Semitism rise. And a lot of the Democrat leaders looked the other way. They hoped it would go away. And I think it's all but taken over their party. And Mondami's a good example of just how extreme that can get. It's also happening on the Republican side. And in the last 6 months, I've seen more anti-Semitism on the right than any time in my life. And it is wrong. And from my perspective, I'm going to do everything I can to stop it. I think Tucker is dangerous. I think what he's saying is wrong. And I'm calling him out. And I'm calling him out over and over and over again. When you have goose-stepping Nazis on your program, when you have a professor who says, gosh, I think Winston Churchill is the villain of World War II. When you have another professor who says there's a good argument America should have supported the Nazis in World War II. No, there's not. And that's garbage. And Tucker's gone down a very dark path. And I don't want to wake up in 5 years and see the Republican Party have gone down the path of the.
I haven't watched Tucker lately or whatever, but yeah, Tucker should push back on those bad ideas, of course, you know, that sound pretty silly from that perspective, but should he still at least listen to them? And then if he disagrees with them, counter them, or say, we can agree to disagree. I disagree strongly with some of those silly assumptions, you know, but at least, yeah, you're giving them a platform on Tucker or Carlson, yes, but Tucker can say, that's some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever heard.
Democrats. If we have a country where both parties are viciously anti-Israel and welcoming and even celebrating of anti-Semitism, that is an ugly place. And one of the things, when you go down the road of anti-Semitism.
Oh, he said that, Bacon? I didn't hear that. Like I said, I haven't watched him lately or anything like that. I used to watch him when he was on Fox, but I don't watch his podcast very much.
It very quickly leads you to anti-capitalism and anti-Americanism. And Mondami's a good example of that, where he's an Islamist, but he's also a socialist. And you look at Tucker. Tucker's going down that road, too, in a way that I think is very dangerous. So at least on my end, and I'm encouraging other Republicans, stand up and reject this. If you are a bigot, if you are a Klansman, if you are a Nazi, you got no business in the Republican Party, and we don't want you. And I don't think you should be welcomed in either party, because I think we should.
Interesting.
Country was built on equal rights for everybody.
Here's interesting conversation, though. Give it that. Yeah, Ruth knows some stuff. You betcha. What was this? Michigan State Board of Education. That parents do not know the best. Scientists know the best. Experts know the best. Not sure about anyone else, but I know not co-parent with the government. Here's what they were saying at this meeting.
So I'm sorry, parents do not know best. Scientists know the best. Experts know the best.
I wish they had a little bit more fuller context before he said that. But
so I strongly support the standard and to enable and empower all students to feel safe, educated, knowing who they are, and knowing that it's okay to be who they are.
The trans issue. Surprise, surprise.
So I'm sorry, parents do not know best.
There should be more context there, but it sounds like he's saying that the parents don't know how to take care of their own kids and help them to grow up to be good citizens, but experts who don't know those kids, have not spent time with those kids, know those kids better. Is that what this idiot is saying? That sounds like what this idiot is saying. Scary. I feel sorry for Oregon's kind of leaning that way there, but Michigan is just woo, wild. Interesting, Michael. Yeah, interesting. This is in Oxford here. Remember, wasn't Oxford supposed to be like a civilized kind of area, very well-behaved students, things like that were, always in dress code and all this stuff? This is actually evidently an Oxford Union used to host the brightest minds on earth. Now it's a cesspit of screaming children who can't hold a basic conversation.
I might just say that I understand there are plenty of people in this room who don't agree with us, who don't like us. But this esteemed establishment is meant to be a bastion of free speech, discussion, and debate. And this example is not any of those things. And I urge all of you, I'm here to tell you my side of an argument. I also attended this university. I was a student here, and I understand that part of the experience of being a student is to be challenged by thoughts and facts and information.
Basics.
that you may not agree with or you may not like. But to shout like that, to abuse a speaker who is being respectful and giving you their side of an argument is not the way to achieve better knowledge or understanding of anything. I will give all of the proposition speakers their dues.
Sounds like about 2/3 of the audience. That 1/3 that did not clap for free speech should not be going to school there. I was not saying kick him. Don't kick him out, but just say, you might want to take your behavior elsewhere. This is 23 hours ago. Okay, I'll still play it.
Thoughts on the indictment, please? Well, it's an unjust indictment, and it seems like his intimidation tactics.
Oh, this is when we called the racism. Yeah, she called, was it racism to go after her for fraud or something like that. I think that's what this is about here, right?
Pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court. Tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, Black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep.
It's not the color of your skin. It's your actions. Do people not understand this? If you were a white person, same thing would have been done to you. When you're texting Epstein in the middle of a conversation when you should know that he had already been convicted of bad things at that time, you don't text somebody that information. I don't care if he's your constituent. Is he your most important constituent, or are all your constituents important in the Virgin Islands? Are you kidding me?
Fighting for the district, and everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing, and fair representation of Congress. So thank you so much.
Improperly use the FEMA funds.
And you won't answer any questions except for what you want to answer. Ridiculous. I like this guy.
In 25 years, first rare earth magnet made in the United States in 25 years. It was made at a plant in Sumter, South Carolina. 800 construction jobs, 300 factory jobs, and the plant manager said that they could be going up to 3,000 jobs. And Laura, the great story there.
I couldn't remember if she was the FEMA person or the other person. Was she the FEMA person? Okay.
As many of those were
Oh, I guess a day in court. Yeah, that makes more sense.
laid off Caterpillar workers. But so I am very optimistic about the first, second, and accelerating into the third quarter in terms of growth. But I think what's important here, Laura, is we are going back to Trump-style growth, which is high growth, low inflation, which is just the opposite of the Biden years.
High inflation, low growth. Yep.
Well, and first rare earth
magnet. You guys didn't have a rare earth magnet on you? I read toward the end of this, I think. Again, looks like a Megyn Kelly thing here, and you're not giving Megyn Kelly the credit on this one here. Whatever, but sedition here.
Or against the law.
Right. Okay. So watch. Is there anything that a commander in chief could ask you to do with the uniformed military that would be in violation of the U.S. Constitution?
Senator, anybody of any party
Right.
could give an order that is against the Constitution or against the law.
Right. Okay. So, are you saying that you would stand in the breach and push back if you were given an illegal
Notice how it's her and Mark Kelly right next to her.
order?
I start by saying I reject the premise that President
I
Trump will be
understand
giving
you've done your
any
genuflecting
illegal
to him,
orders
but
at all.
This isn't a hypothetical. Okay. You're going to be in charge of 3 million people, the active duty that I know you care about. I believe you care about. So have you been in
thanks.
conversations about using the active duty in any way whether it's setting up in detention camps, policing dangerous cities. Have you been involved in any of those conversations?
Certainly, I have been involved in conversations relating to doing things this administration has not, which is secure the southern border.
Is there any?
They just try to get him on things like that. It's like, we're going to ignore what Biden did, but yeah, what Trump might do or might not do is more important than the bad behavior of Biden. Craziness.
Bennett. Now, according to the Virginia court documents, do reveal details leading to the arrest of Kempsville High School assistant principal John Bennett. Now, according to the Virginia Beach Police Department, John Bennett and his brother Mark were both arrested on November 16th after police received information that the brothers threatened to commit acts of violence against local police and ICE agents. Court documents reveal that the brothers were overheard talking at a restaurant where Mark Bennett mentioned how he had an assault rifle with the ability to utilize explosive rounds that could penetrate protective vests. He also mentioned flying to Las Vegas to meet with like-minded people and how he would return with, quote, enforcement ideas and plans. The documents went on to state that John Bennett added statements of support and enthusiasm for the suggested violence and also expressed interest in joining his brother on the trip to Vegas. Now, both brothers were arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit malicious wounding.
And they were teachers, right?
Court documents do reveal details leading to the arrest of Kempsville High School assistant principal.
An assistant principal wanted to eliminate ICE agents from the face of the earth. An assistant principal at a liberal school. Surprise, surprise. Yep, I know. It's like, I couldn't believe that story when I saw it. Like, whoa, really? Somebody wants to unalive people that they disagree with, that teaches or controls thoughts of kids basically in a school district? Wowza. This was also at a TPUSA event, it looks like. Turning Point USA is a bad ideology, in her opinion.
They shouldn't be allowed. You're on camera.
That's my property, my friend. I think we should.
It's either UK or France. I think UK.
Stay here just to see what happens.
Like the other guy was saying, when you can't talk about other ideas, yeah, probably UK. It's like, if you can't have a discussion, then you're worth. Oh.
Well, this is fun. Well, I honestly think that if they're just going to,
I think they're glad that they sort of made it rhyme. I think they're happy that fascist campus sort of rhymes.
do this, I think it's fine. Listen, I'm not going to fall into intimidation. If it is literally just a couple of valued students, I'm not going to do anything physically, however I can handle it. You're legitimizing this understanding that they...
They don't care. They still want to yell and scream, until somebody that with a D in front of their name sort of frees Palestine. Then they'll consider it freed. You
can just do this. I think you're stepping on my property, so I would ask that you don't do that. But look, the low IQ chimps, the ones that are unfortunately,
Please do not call people that.
Well, don't protest the speaking event.
I'll admit he did have to use the word chimps or anything like that, but low IQ people that can't handle conversations, what he could have said.
So, for the intimidating woman with a ballion, do you want to speak on why? Yes.
That's all they can say. You have the opportunity to speak to quite a few people here, and you can't even do it here, okay? This particular video here at 724,000 views here. There's probably other versions of the same video here with probably another million views out there somewhere. So 2 million people are ready to hear your message, and your message is fascists off our campus.
Be a traditional man and stop being afraid of women.
Pardon? Well, this is good fun. Section 14 of the Public Order Act. So not dispersing during a protest, and it was given a no further action.
Doxer and you harass women.
How am I doxer? What women have I harassed? Find me the woman. What woman have I harassed?
I knew
Pardon?
you were an incel.
That is my real name. That was just a stage name I used to go by. But my real name is very publicly open to the public. I've said it on many occasions. My name is Gregory Thomas Mackay Moffat. But I go by Young Bob.
We're trying to do.
So look, and get NFA'd again. So look, I'm not trying to be petty here. It seems like you are. I'm just trying to.
Aaron, you noticed that too? I didn't see a whole lot of rainbow flags there, but you can tell that a lot of the people there are kind of liberal, but also are kind of very pro-Muslim and things like that. I wonder what would happen if they went with their blue hair and their nose rings to a Muslim country and tried to, and was it, say, a woman or whatever, and let their hair down. What would happen?
Engage in a genuine discussion.
We do not engage with Nazis. We do not engage with fascists. Fascists of our campus.
Why?
Fascists of our campus. We do not engage with fascists. Keep the distance.
Then walk away. If you don't engage with them, walk away from them. Don't give them attention if you think they're fascist. If you don't give them attention, then they won't get the attention like I just mentioned.
Yeah, I'll try to. However, I think it's fair to try and have a discussion with these people. Well, because I have respect for my elders, unlike you people.
Not sure who he was, but it was a good conversation. All right, I did hit everything there. Let's see if there's any. I wanted to go watch that Rebel thing there. What was the thing here? Cam Higbee, is he live anywhere important right now, or is he just chilling at home? Let's say he's just chilling at the house. I don't want to live stream people that are just chilling at their house. Nothing else in that's good. But what about what's her name? Right Side Rebel. There she is. And not the 20-second, not the 1 minute video. It was like it was a live actually. So let's go to her lives. 1 hour 17 minutes. No, I thought it was a shorter one than that. No, I just got to go with this one. Okay. But it was a conversation she was having with a lady here. Where was it? Not talking to Costin. I'll find the.
And get fucking loud!
You guys go.
Sorry about that. Just we stay silent when the colors end.
Here we go.
West part of Oregon.
I used to live in Portland.
Really?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
We're always down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you like a journalist or something?
No.
No. You're here for the protest. Is it okay if I'm on live stream right now? Is it okay if I ask you a couple questions?
Here it is.
The enemy? I think you are. She looks like an enemy.
I'm an enemy?
This is the crazy lady we saw earlier here. This wasn't even the person that I wanted to see, but let's see what the whole conversation here was, kind of thing.
Like they've been heard.
Yeah.
We all just want to be heard, right? And make sure that
no, that's the whole reason for
our
protest.
efforts and our speech is not going to a black hole.
Yeah.
Hey, are you fraternizing with the enemy?
I
think you are. She
I
looks
don't
like
know.
an enemy.
I'm an enemy?
Look at this psycho behavior here. What in the New World Order? Something is going on here. I don't know. Look at the licking your lips or something like that.
What do you stand for?
What?
Evangelist.
Humanity. Yeah, humanity. There's stuff I agree with, there's stuff I don't agree with, you know. I won't say I am happy with
Look at the face. It's just get the double chin going on and everything.
everything happening this term, but I mean, there's stuff I agree with, there's stuff I don't agree with, but you know, I'm a patriot. I love my country.
Yeah, I love my country too. Well, we have Utah Patriots all in about. Utah. We're gonna follow them and execute them after this for Nuremberg 2.0 because.
Looking somebody in the eyes and saying that. Look how she's looking her in the eyes and saying that right there, right? What's a good indication when you're looking somebody in the eyes and saying something? Does it look like they're would be telling you the truth if you're looking at somebody in the eyes, right?
They're such fucking MAGA.
Wait.
I'm just
what
kidding.
And now look at her eyes. As she says she's just kidding. She's still kind of looking at her.
Just kidding.
No, she was looking at her chin. She was looking at her chin at that time there. She was looking away from her. She was not looking at her in the eyes when she said she was kidding. She was looking at her eyes when she said the first thing. So that kind of tells you that she wasn't really kidding. Not that she would actually do it, but that she wanted to do what she said.
It's all about the Constitution, right?
I gotta tell you, my followers are probably gonna clip that and be like, someone just said this.
I don't mean to swear. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No.
She thought this swearing was bad. She actually thought that swearing was the bad thing there. Oh my goodness. She didn't learn anything from history, that's for sure. Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my.
We believe in transparency.
Okay.
I just not gonna use her content and not give her credit here, obviously. Where is the share button here? Too many buttons down the bottom nowadays on these things here. Here's her link there. Make sure you guys follow Right Side Rebel out there if you're not already. That's her YouTube. She does have a Twitter also, but this is from her YouTube.
Well, I've been covering the ICE protest, so I wouldn't say that's the first time I caught that. Better clip it and tag me in it on X.
Yeah, we already watched it.
That was actually insane.
I want to get this other conversation she had with another lady. I think it might be the same lady that's standing next to the other lady. What building is that? It's not the Capitol. Supreme Court, probably.
God.
This is the end of the veterans. I remember you from something when I'm allowed over there.
Never. You're not gonna talk to him. One question. I was gonna ask why you want to cut VA dollars.
No, that is not what that says. It says
We
Donald
love-
Trump cut VA dollars.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, you saw the whole video there?
Paid ICE, not soldiers. Call them suckers and losers.
Yep.
Was she before that?
I think the soldiers got paid though. Party votes
If
for.
you agree with taking all your rights away as a woman, then just keep doing what you're doing. But I don't agree with that.
Yeah, this is the conversation. I might go back to another lady or whatever, but this is the conversation I think I wanted to hear again.
We're gonna wait right here.
All your rights away as a woman. And she's referring to abortion. And she just said, all your rights away as a woman. That's one thing. It's not even a right. But even if you say it's a right, it's one right.
So where do I have to
And
register?
you're going to find out when it's too late.
You're going to find out when it's too late.
This way.
So I just love my country and I want to see it be ran.
Well, you better love yourself a little bit more.
Well, I do love myself. I do love myself.
Who's trying to pass that?
You don't have the right to eliminate another life. Oops. Hey, Belinda, nice to see you there. Nice to see you. science got us in this mess. The perversion of science got us into this. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but yeah, the way that they can sort of change science at a whim, you know.
Wait.
I'm curious. Wait, who's trying to pass it?
Go with your conscience. That's what you want to be. Barefoot, pregnant, stupid.
Barefoot, pregnant. What's wrong with being pregnant? Like, I mean, I'm guessing that the lady talking has never had the experience or something.
What you're doing now, you're not going to be able to do.
What? All I'm doing is having a genuine.
She's going to be able to do it until maybe the last month of her pregnancy. And then after the baby's born, she can do it again after a few months, you know, or take the baby with her, you know. How hard is this to understand when just because you're having a baby, it's not the end of your life.
Conversation. All I'm doing is streaming.
Figure out what you're losing.
So I've told my 3 daughters, I've had 5 kids. I told my 3 daughters, please don't get pregnant right now because you're in a red state.
You told your daughters what to do about having a baby? Okay, she's does not believe in liberty at all. That's why she said later on in this conversation that she would never vote for a Republican, because she obviously doesn't believe in individual responsibility. If she's telling her daughters not to have children because they're in a red state.
Thing is, if you absolutely had to have an abortion, you could go to somewhere safe and have it done. But the problem there is, if there's an emergency.
Listen to this. Listen to this part of the conversation. Is it loud enough for you guys? Let me turn it up here.
Your life's at risk.
Yeah.
Please don't get pregnant while this is in the law, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Considering every single red state has a provision where if it's an emergency and everything, the doctor will determine, you know, is the life of the mother in jeopardy by completing the pregnancy and everything at that point there. Then if they need to take the baby out to save the mother's life, then that's what they'll do. If they need to end the pregnancy, save the mother's life, that's what they'll do. Every single red state has that provision, because unfortunately people are not educated to understand that.
Yeah, what other people do.
Situation
Yeah.
that is vital to women's health.
Yeah. So,
Emergency situation is vital. Oh my goodness. She's like backtracking on everything she says.
I don't like abortions. I can't stand it.
I don't.
I
But
want my daughters
whatever people do doesn't reflect on me, you know. So people can make their own choice, but I don't like. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian, so I don't like abortion. I don't.
She said, so am I. And yeah, you'll hear a verse she says later on here.
Agree with it, but what other people do, like if they can make their own choices, and all I could do is pray for them, because as Christians we don't. When we face.
Yeah, Ruth, she's made it sound like if you're in an emergency, the red states won't take care of you. They'll make you run it all the way to birth and care more about the baby than the mother at that point there. Tell me one red state that does that, please. I'll backtrack all my words. If you can find one red state that sort of says endanger the life of the mother in order to go to 9 months or something like that, please let me know where it says that and things, and I'll denounce that state's law immediately. That's like ridiculous.
It's our God. We answer for what we've done.
Yeah.
Not what someone else done. I'm not in the shoes of anybody else. But don't take their medical rights and safety
It's again not a right.
and health out of their hands.
Yeah.
The health out of their hands. You're taking the health out of someone's hands by eliminating it.
Yeah, so I could vote for what I think is right, or like, and it maybe like taking that away, like, people could, like I said, whatever people do, whatever people choose, it doesn't reflect on me, it doesn't hurt
What
me.
reflects on you is how you do vote and the restrictions that.
And you hear what's going on. She'll mention it here in a second. The Disney music in the background trying to demonetize her video. She doesn't care if it's monetized or not. It's just she's asking questions. So is her goal to make money, or is her goal to ask the questions? But unfortunately, the person who's blasting music in her ear thinks it's more important to demonetize her than it is to listen to the questions.
Calls on to everybody.
Yeah.
But if you vote against someone else's rights, you're taking them away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Reflect on you.
Yeah, she's trying to be super nice. Rebel is at this point here. I'm certain she's thinking in the back of my head, is like wanting to ask the question: is it a right to kill someone?
Okay, so you have to own that responsibility.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. They're trying to take over my mic right now. That's what they're doing. I've been covering protests for a long time now. They're trying to take over my mic to not.
Yeah, so you can't hear her response, and it's hard for you to counter the nonsense that's coming from this lady's mouth.
Hear us, but I like when people could have actual conversations, because when people have actual conversations, they find more common ground than what people.
Yeah, they tried doing that to me last week when I was in Portland too. Like, I automatically don't monetize my videos. Not even this one here. I just have it all off monetization. Maybe one of these days I'll try to monetize a video and try to make sure that there's no possible way music will happen, just to see how much monetization happens or something like that. But why even turn it on?
I learned a lot more through that because I was raised Republican and racist. And when I became an adult and started doing my homework on what was actually
Yeah, you make sure whatever music you have in the background these days, unless you pay for the subscription on Suno, from what I understand or whatever, then the other music is copyrightable, basically. So you have to make sure you pay for the Suno AI music if you play it. Otherwise, YouTube can consider that copyrighted or something.
taking place, how the Republicans said one thing and voted other. I was like, wait a second, this isn't right. And I didn't think I was racist either, and I was.
I didn't think I was racist either, and I was when you were growing up.
But I became an adult and I learned. And I hope that at your young age that you do all your homework.
She doesn't end up asking her here, but I might have asked something like, where did you do your homework? When did you sort of find this information out? Was it at college or was it watching certain news stations?
And learn what you actually vote for.
Yeah, well,
because if you are not a wealthy white man, you have no business voting for a party.
She's not racist, guys. Remember, she's not racist, right? She just said she's not racist anymore. Let's repeat. What'd she say here?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
I was like, wait a second, this isn't right. And I didn't think I was racist either, and I was. But I became an adult and I learned. And I hope that at your young age that you do all your homework and learn what you actually vote for.
Yeah, well,
because if you are not a wealthy white man.
I guess, yeah, she's not racist.
You have no business voting for a party that has gone totally off
She's not sexist either.
track.
Yeah, so I do want to look into the
She's not socialist either.
nursing, because she made a comment about the nursing stuff, the nursing field. I do want to look into that now, because I didn't, I'm
You
not
were
too
speaking with the
educated
nurse.
on it.
You were speaking with the nurse.
You are?
And, no, she was.
Oh, yeah.
An RN. She's a nurse, and she's seeing the stuff firsthand. And once you experience reality of meaning this is real, that is what's going to change you. Not what you hear. Because I research what I believe in is, I will research what they're saying too. Because I don't want to be caught flat-footed with, oh, I said this. And
Yeah, that's a good word for it there too. Rebel's too busy to trying to deal with the headache in her ear there or something like that. Another question she might have asked is, What do you think of the behavior of the person behind me that's blasting music and preventing a conversation? It's free speech and everything like that. And I'm assuming the person behind me is a Democrat. Will you disavow that the behavior of the person behind me that's blasting this, trying to prevent this conversation? And this lady likely would move the goalpost, they're just using their free speech.
Feels like so untrue.
Yeah.
So just research. That's all I gotta say on that.
Yeah, I love my country, but so it kind of goes along the lines of you have parents, you don't agree with growing up, you don't agree with everything, every
Correct.
role your parents put down, but you still love your parents. I still love my country. I may not agree with everything, but I agree with more my beliefs and what I want to see more out of this country lie more on the right side. But that doesn't mean I agree with everything
Again, there's her link in the chat there. Feel free to make sure you follow her on YouTube.
on the right side.
Not the person on the left of your screen, but the person on the right of your screen.
I agree with bits and pieces. I love the Book of Matthew.
Sermon on the Mount?
What?
Sermon on the Mount?
Sermon on the Mount?
Yeah, in the Book of Matthew.
Maybe
so
I
what
have
you
to...
do to the least of these, you do unto me. When there is someone
Okay.
that is thirsty, you give them drink.
Again, repeat. First line of the Sermon on the Mount that she just said there. What was it again?
put down, but you still love your parents. I still love my... What?
Sermon on the Mount?
Sermon on the Mount?
Here it comes. Here it comes. What are the first few words here? Remember about abortion. A woman's right to choose to take away the baby, right? What's the first few words of this?
Yeah, in the Book of Matthew.
Maybe
so
I
what
have
you do to the least of these, you
Whatever you do to the least of these, least of the people, right? Least of people in society that are innocent and didn't do anything and don't have a whole lot of power and control over their own selves. The least of these, right? After that,
do unto me.
you do unto me. So it's a bad thing to do to the least of these. It's the same thing as doing unto Jesus, right? Is she hearing herself? Am I missing this? I mean, it's true, she probably believes it's a clump of cells, but she probably still believes in science, right? And DNA, things like that, right? Wow. Whatever you do to the least of these, you do unto me.
When there is someone
Okay.
that is thirsty, you give them drink.
Yeah.
When they
When someone is thirsty, you give them. When someone is hungry, you give them food. Okay, that's sort of what a mother's body does for the child inside her, right? You don't take away the food and drink from the baby, right? Right? Keep going.
are without a home, you give them shelter. When they
Oh, you give them shelter. Okay, you give the baby shelter, right? Yeah, you're sheltering them right there. You're not sort of aborting them, right? Am I missing something here?
are hungry, you feed them. That is not what's being preached. And
Yeah, that's not what you're preaching. Exactly. You're right. Yeah, you're not. It's not what you're preaching about the abortion issue. You're preaching that it's okay to take away food and water from the baby. It's okay to not treat them if they were as important as Jesus. That's what you're teaching. Thank you for admitting that. Even though you're saying that it's about Trump.
it is just the opposite.
Yeah.
And that's Christian nationalism.
Yeah.
So they need to take Christ right out of that because they are not Christ followers.
Yeah.
That's the new thing, In 2016, it was about 2020, it was about racism was the thing to go to there. 2016, it was about racism. Now they kind of figured out, okay, that issue is not going to work anymore. So let's come up with another issue besides the border and things like that. Now it's Christian nationalism is the bad guy.
I gotta say, my favorite chapter in the Bible is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, because it shows if you do not have love in your life, you are nothing. No matter how good you are, you could be the richest person in the world and you'll be poor. If you don't have love in your life, you have nothing. Yeah.
You don't hate. You love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
Even the foreigner that
You love thy neighbor, right? You heard this. You love thy neighbors. She's, all about loving thy neighbor and everything, treating them humanely, right? Keep listening. Keep listening.
crosses into your land, you
Yeah.
love them. This is not a party that's doing any of this, yet they want to use Christ in what they're saying. It's an abomination.
What's an abomination? Is that dehumanizing? That sounds very dehumanizing of people's, calling it an abomination. Maybe she's just talking about the way Christians do things, but maybe she's meaning something else.
Yeah. See, so there's bits and pieces of that I agree with. There's bits and pieces that I don't agree with. See, so they have a page on the ICE page called "The Worst of the Worst," and it shows like what
Crosses into your land, love them. Yeah. Love. Yeah, she said. Yeah, that's what it said. Love them.
Even the foreigner that crosses into your land, you love them. This is not a party.
What does it say in the Bible about giving them shelter, giving them food when they cross into your land? Does it say anything about that? Please tell me where it says anything about that. Does love require you spend your money on them when they've wronged your country? It's a different kind of thing there, Yeah, the Good Samaritan showed love to somebody that was in distress, having troubles. Okay, it was nice and took care of him, gave him a home. He had the money to do it. He used charity to do that, right? Use his money and his charity to help that person that felt that he saw was in bad shape at that point there. If I keep talking, I'll get upset.
That's doing any of this, yet they want to use Christ in what they're saying. It's an abomination.
Yeah. See, so there's bits and pieces of that I agree with. There's bits and pieces that I don't agree with. See, so
I give the yellow vest a little bit of credit. I'm not sure their red hats say, but I'm guessing they lean left or whatever based on the color of her sunglasses there. But at least they're letting him have a conversation. Most yellow vests at these sort of events or whatever, they'll say, do you want to talk to this person? Do you want to talk to this person? Blah, blah, blah. But maybe, I'm not sure if that music is coming from that speakerphone there or not. It might be.
they have a page on the ICE page called "The Worst of the Worst," and it shows like what charges have been put on them and how long they've been here, how many times they've come here.
And they've broken so many laws there. And what they don't understand is when you're
Any proof? Any proof?
breaking the law, whether you're on duty or not.
Now again, more hypocrisy here. Listen again.
Shows like what charges have been put on them and how long they've been here, how many times they've come here.
And they've broken so many laws there.
She's referring to ICE agents right now.
And what they don't understand is when you're breaking the law.
When you're breaking the law, meaning anybody who breaks the law, right? When you're breaking the law, it's kind of a generic term there, okay? If anybody breaks the law, what should happen to them?
Whether you're on duty or not,
Whether you're working or not working, whether you're crossing a border or not crossing a border, okay? Go on.
will be facing charges once, because this.
They're facing charges. Okay, so breaking the law should have consequences. Charges, consequences, right? Yeah. So do you still hold that same opinion when somebody crosses the border and breaks the law, that there should be consequences for them to do this, right?
Regime can only last so long.
Yeah.
And when they're done, they will be facing charges just like everybody over in Hitler at the Nuremberg trials. And I wish they understood that, because they're going to lose everything. They can be sued individually.
I'm not an expert on the Nuremberg trials, guys. Anybody out there that's an expert on the Nuremberg trials, how many privates or corporals out there were at the Nuremberg trials that had consequences on the privates, the corporals, and the enlisted people out there, that are basically, the equivalent of ICE agents out there. How many of them were at the trials there, the Nuremberg trials? I'm pretty sure from my limited research on the Nuremberg trials that pretty much if you were a colonel or above kind of thing, where you had sort of the choice to do certain things or not do certain things, those are the types of people that would be responsible for their actions and orders. Makes sense anyway.
Not who they work for, but them individually. But they will be serving time. And I guarantee all of us will make sure, because we want the laws followed.
Yeah, that would be socialism. You're talking about there, Papa Willie. Socialism did that. I'm pretty sure, even though Trump invited a socialist there, he's not the person who advocates for socialism. Okay, just because some people say he was too nice to the guy today or something like that, but interesting.
And not just for us, but across the board.
Yeah.
If you want my opinion on that one, I think he's giving him the carrot now on Donnie or something like that. Like, here's the carrot, but I'll be nice here, give you attention. You talk to Trump or something like that. Good for you. Now, if you go back and do the things I said in private for you not to do, there'll be consequences. That's when you get the stick. Or he just lets New York fall into that, but it would take a little bit longer for New York to fall into what happened to the Soviet Union,
Period. This is America. And we can stand together.
Red lines.
Or we can fall.
Yeah.
And if we want to save our country and have our freedoms, then we all really do need to take a stand.
What freedoms did some of us lose back in the COVID times? Did you guys lose some freedoms there that these people, Democrats, didn't really care if we lost those freedoms? Because it was for science back then. They didn't care because science is more important than freedoms. Nowadays, freedom is more important than a sovereign country and things like that, right? So very interesting. Very, very interesting. Certain times they care about freedoms, other times they don't care about freedoms. So let me know when it's time to care about freedoms, okay, Democrats? Please let me know it's time. Is it that time of the year again?
Whether you're for it or not, if it's your rights, you take your stand.
Okay. Oh, okay. So back in the day when I wanted to go into Safeway and take my stand and not wear a little diaper over my face, you would have been perfectly fine with that, right? If I accidentally coughed right next to you back then, or got within a little 6-foot distance, you would have been just fine with that, I'm sure. Yeah, that would have been just fine with you, right? I won't say BS, but I'll say bull S, okay? That's as close as you're going to get me to cussing on the stream. Bull S. Bull S.
If it's, because my right should be as equal to your right and anybody else. So it's fair across the board.
Yeah, no,
and rights are being taken away. We all need to get to the street. Whether you
veterans
voted for
what's against Trump, I'm assuming that's what he says.
or against it. Because your
Veterans against Trump. Okay.
future children will be asking you what you did during this too.
4:40, we're going to announce.
See, and that's kind of like why
Thank you.
I'm out here. So I'm more out here to be unbiased. I'm more out here to capture what's going on, and this is a really peaceful protest. And this is actually trying to close down my First Amendment right. Having a genuine conversation like this is closing down my First
Oh, it is the person there. It is the de-escalator here that's wearing yellow. That's what their main job is at these events here, is to de-escalate situations. The situation here is a conversation that's right here that is being escalated by blasting music into the conversation. So I don't want to hear anybody else say that these people are de-escalators anymore on the left. They're about as, remember back in the day when Proud Boys did security at events or whatever, then they actually did a good job at security at those events. And they said, no, Proud Boys are troublemakers and things like that. You're literally causing trouble there, lady.
First Amendment right because she's trying to stop me from speaking to you. And so
These people get harassment on a regular. I'm not.
So here's the okay. I didn't hear this part of the conversation. Didn't I just tell you earlier that she was gonna move the goalposts or something like that when they get called out for blasting that music? These people in yellow. What was that again? What'd you just say?
We all need to get to the street, whether you vote.
conversation like this is closing down my First Amendment right because she's trying to stop me from speaking to you. And so
These people get harassed.
Earlier in the conversation, she said she was pro First Amendment. She's pro First Amendment. Now she's saying what now?
Harassment on a regular. I'm not from here.
yeah,
They get harassed
If you're not from there, then how do you know they're getting harassment? What harassment has she been given the past hour that you've had this conversation?
but they're harassing me now.
regular. They're trying to shut down and protect everybody because we're
How is that protecting anybody? Please tell me how that's protecting anybody blasting that music into your ears.
here fighting hard for everybody's rights.
And
But you
that's
haven't
completely
seen
everybody's
all the
right.
stuff that happens.
And her right to have a conversation with you, your right to have a conversation with you. How is it her right to blast that music right there, intentionally trying to disrupt that conversation? Please explain how that's a free speech issue.
Here. Yeah, I've been here before. I saw the injustices, and I saw.
You're listening to an injustice right now, not a law-breaking injustice necessarily, but a ethical injustice, and you're not calling it out because the person is on your side. I can call out people on my side just fine when I have an issue out there if I'm against them. No problem calling it out. But the left, the TDS left, will not call out injustices on their side.
all the harassment and stuff. And if anybody comes off harassing, they're coming in. They're just here to protect.
Am I harassing you though? Do you feel like I'm harassing you?
No, I have a choice.
Yeah. See, and you chose to talk to me, and I appreciate that so much. And this is like our First Amendment right, talking. And I like I told you, I like having a genuine conversation. I think everyone should have a genuine conversation. You find more common ground. You find.
But what happens a lot of times, our words get altered. They get cut down into just little blips.
So
It's a live stream.
I don't know what you do.
All you have to do is look at the thing on their phone. It says live right there.
So this is actually live right now. So I can't cut anything. I can't cut
what
anything.
I'm saying is we're tired of our words being.
It doesn't matter what happened in the past. She's talking about right now, your conversation right now. If you don't say stupid words also in a video that somebody's talking to you about, then don't say stupid comments.
Switched and cut and chopped and placed into different things. And so it's about the propaganda. We've had years of this. I've been protesting since 2017 because I want my children to have the same rights I was afforded, whether I chose to use them or not. Just like it's your right, his right, anyone's right. We're all just humans. And truly, a Christian believes that.
Exactly, Michael. They do that all the time, especially on the airplane thing.
God made no mistakes, and he created all of us. And people want to say people turn gay later on in life. You knew that kid was gay back in grade school. Okay, so that child didn't.
Holy cow.
Even fully know either.
Yeah.
So plain and simple. So we have to step out of other people's lives and give them their space, their respect, and peace, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's what they do. Copyright claims all the time. I'm sure this video here will be copyrighted. I don't care. I'm not monetizing it or anything like that. I'll probably delete it. Sometimes I like to trim it later or something like that, or do replacement music or something like that. But since 30, 40 minutes of this one here for that music in the background, it's not worth doing each of those songs over and over to make it monetizable, which nobody else is going to watch later anyway. But
Because you'll always find people you don't care for. But you know what? So be it. That's their life.
hey, Crazy Times, are you still the only one over on Twitch? Yeah, you're still the only one over on Twitch. You can pop over on YouTube if you want to.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you for talking to me. My ear's just going out. I am a veteran, and so I used to work with explosives, so this right now, that's actually killing my ear.
You need to have the earplugs.
I need the ear.
No. That would help. But you know what would have helped more? You, at that point right there, when she just said that things are hurting her ears, that you can do the nice, human, nice thing, loving thing that you kept saying this entire conversation, is asking her to stop at that point there. You tell her why you wanted to stop, to kind of protect her hearing. That would have been the smart thing to do, not to tell her what she needed to wear in her ears. There's a B word I want to say, but I won't say the B word, but you know what B word I'm thinking of.
Pro that we used to get in the military. That's what I need.
But I'll say a different word, the K word, Karen. Okay, can I say the Karen word instead? That's a nicer word, I guess.
I need to find my child. Wherever he went, he can't be hard to find. He's in a red jacket somewhere.
It is okay. She is the mother. I asked somebody a question. I think in Costin's video the other day. Is like, is Rebel your mom or your big sister? Okay, so now it's official. She's his mom.
To have conversations with just about anybody.
Yeah.
Because once again, I know where I came from. I did my homework, and I continue to do my homework no matter what side of the aisle they're on.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never find me ever vote for another Republican the rest of my life.
Yeah.
How do you be a hypocrite within one sentence, guys? If you ever need to practice being a hypocrite in one sentence, usually you can be a hypocrite in two different sentences. Was she just a hypocrite in one sentence here? Somewhere over here.
To have conversations with just about anybody.
Yeah.
Because once again, I know where I
Watch this. Let me know if this is being a hypocrite within one sentence. It's coming up here.
came from. I did my homework.
I did my homework.
And I continue to do my homework.
I continue to do my homework, meaning that you're open to learn, right? Is when you do your homework, because that's what that means. Is you're open to new ideas at this point here, right? I continue to do my homework, so to be open to new ideas. You don't do your homework just to prove your point. It's not usually why you do your homework. I mean, maybe that's her way of saying it, but traditionally people do their homework, to sort of understand both sides, But watch what she says right after that.
No matter what side of the aisle they're on.
I continue to do my homework no matter what side of the aisle they're on.
Mm-hmm. And you'll never find me ever vote for another Republican the rest.
And so there was a comma there, right, guys? There was a comma before the and, right?
To have conversations with just about anybody.
Yeah.
Because once again, I know where I came from. I did my homework, and I continue to do my homework no matter what side of the aisle they're on.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never find me ever vote for another Republican the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. You rarely see people that are say a hypocritical thing within the same sentence. That's within the same sentence. You heard the and. You can't start a sentence with and. So there's a comma, and she'll never vote for another Republican again. But she does her homework on Republican stuff to see that. So I'm sorry. It's just the hypocrisy. It just irritates my head.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's completely your choice, and I respect your choice. That doesn't mean that, I think you can make your choice, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to look at you like.
I'm open-minded, but I'm not open-minded. Make it make sense.
oh, you're a bad person. I think you're a wonderful person, especially talking to me. I think you're a wonderful person.
I hold everyone responsible that voted to put us here. I should be on vacation, not in DC.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a wonderful time here and keep your First Amendment right. Never close your.
Oh, I will always stand for First Amendment rights. If we lose that, we have nothing else. That is the foundation. And that's already being altered and erased by bringing church and state together. I mean, it's slipping away. So be aware. You need to be aware of your rights are disappearing. And we are standing up for your rights no matter where you stand.
Yeah.
Okay? No matter what. And so I just strongly recommend that everybody comes out and stands up for them. So if they ever need them, they're still there.
Yeah. Well,
Okay?
well, I appreciate you so much and thank you for talking to me. Thank you. Okay, guys, I found Costin. I had to D-line it. Already been outed. Why hasn't Costin been outed? That's the question. Why hasn't Costin been outed? I need to figure out how to.
I think they make their own signs.
What?
They make their own signs.
They make their own signs?
Yeah.
Oh, they have a needs protest sign. Rebel, how are you torture us with that lady? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, chat. Oh, I missed the super chats that came in, and I can't see them because my thing's been weird for some reason. Oh, my wrist hurts.
Can you hear me? Here, I got you.
Oh, my hand's cramping right now.
All right, we're good. They're not in my live.
My hand's cramping right now, chat.
All right, let's see. Saw a picture of Dustin.
Yeah.
This is Right Side Rebel. Yes, this is Right Side Rebel. Let me put her link in the chat again real quick here. I don't know if she's going to get back to me. I just sent her a message on Twitter saying I'd appreciate her popping on to have this conversation since I got 30 people watching here. Maybe she'll see that message and pop in or something like that. But if not, that's all good. Angry Oregonian is in the chat also. Yep. Feel free to put his chat in there. He sometimes goes down to Portland, shows different things that are going on around the South Metro area, I think, or South Metro and West Metro, right? Give or take. But yes, this is Right Side Rebel on YouTube. She typically uses her Twitter more often when she does her lives, but this time she did one of those ones there. So that was cool. And let me see if I can find something else to watch while I wait a little bit longer to see if she's going to get back to me on that tweet or not. Okay, there we go. Let's see what else is going on in the world of Twitter here real quick here. What I miss here on Twitter. Nancy Pelosi, no thank you. Make it a little bit larger here. There's the zoom button here. Here it is. Now you guys always press buttons on your keyboard to zoom it in or whatever. I do it the old-fashioned way. Like Control Z or something like that. Okay, anyway, let's see what else we got going on here. Oreo Express. No, I don't care about that. We already saw that one. This angry black lady there. We already saw that one. I don't care what his opinion is right now. See you soon, Dad. Chad's the dad. She's the mom. Okay, I'm confused. Oh, here's a 1-minute video here from the other day. Caitlin's doing a good job out there. Let's check this out real quick here.
What's more important, butterfly migration pathways or making sure women and children aren't being raped and killed by gang members coming across the border?
Well, most women and children are actually raped and killed by their husbands and family members statistically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then.
Wow.
Well, if there's extra rapists coming in, then what's the big deal, right?
Honestly, if we could process the backlog of rape kits, then we might actually get some of them convicted.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm sure the grape kits are going to be really helpful out in the middle of the that gap, whatever they call it. That's a dangerous gap for people to walk on in Latin America area there. I'm sure that those kits Like, who did this to you? We need proof that somebody did this to you, and then we'll get on their case. There, there's plenty of federales there to go after those people. Wow, I thought the other lady was a little bit crazy.
Until then, we should just probably let them come across.
Honestly, I'd be fine with that.
You're fine with rapists coming over that are illegal immigrants. You're okay with that?
Well, if I knew any rapists who were illegal immigrants, that would be fine. But unfortunately, one of our
Did I hear that right? I don't know if I heard that right. I'm not going to go back and watch it, but wow.
our local church pastors is. So
Okay. All right. I'm not okay with even one rapist who is an illegal immigrant. If even one rapist or murderer could be stopped coming across the border illegally by that border wall, sorry, butterflies, but your time is
No worries. I figured you were busy with something lately. Not a problem. I can understand that. Get away from Portland. Southwest. So, yeah, I thought you were over in that side of the area. Yeah.
is over, and we're going to stop women and children from being raped. But if you're okay with that,
honestly, I would personally prefer that women and children stop being abused by the church and their family members.
Okay. This is the leftist. Wow.
The border wall.
Let me see if she got back to me yet. She's probably busy doing other things there, but not a lot else going on there. Let's check a YouTube video out real quick here while we're at it here. See if there's any live streams that are going on first. Let's do a refresh here to be sure. Not a whole lot going on. BDF Blaze is probably watching different stuff from around the world there, but Portland Andy's not streaming, so there's nothing going on in Portland usually when that happens. So let's go back over here to do the watch later thing and watch a video here.
So tasty, it could make Poseidon switch to a spoon. Holy divine taste from the Greek gods.
Introducing the GMC Canyon AT4X.
Get 3.4% APR on 2025 GMC Canyon models. See your Northwest GMC dealer.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm thankful for mashed potatoes.
Thank you. May I have some?
No, pay your fair share.
But I'll starve.
Too bad. She was a fascist. What else are we thankful for? I found this turkey.
Oh, I'm very
thankful.
for that.
Thank you. Oh, I'm thankful. But I didn't get any. I'm sorry. You just weren't thankful enough. But I am your mom daddy. Too bad. No.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was a Thanksgiving with Zorhan Mamdadi. Okay.
I found cranberries. Oh, very thankful. Thankful. I'm thankful for that.
Oh, I'm so thankful.
I didn't get any, and I found it. I'm sorry, honey, but it's Thanksgiving. That's the tradition.
Thanksgiving. Okay.
I'm with her. This isn't fair.
It's just wrong.
Inshallah. Has everyone forgotten what this holiday is about? 500 years ago, pilgrims sailed the ocean and were thankful from the Indians. And now, to honor them, we're all thankful from the Americans. And we promise our descendants will carry on the spirit of thankfulness. After all, how can we forget to be thankful when our boy here was elected just because he promised to be as thankful from the people who were there before him? That's assimilation.
Wow, incredible assimilation. I'm so thankful you said that. But if the pilgrims were thankful, how come the country is so much richer than it was when they got here?
Whoa! Who are you people?
Grab the hat. Thank you. Everybody run.
What is going on?
You're in the wrong house.
You're paying your fair share.
Thanks to you guys, we exceeded the funding goal for our new full-length animated show. And I can't explain how thankful I am for that, which is why my gratitude is not going to be expressed primarily through words, but by making the best possible show that I can.
How do you think the Trump administration's doing? We got a thumbs up from this guy. I like the corduroy hat. That looks good.
I think it's causing a lot of divisiveness.
A lot of divisiveness. Yeah. So what are you seeing? What are you seeing that's divisive? What are you not happy with? Are there any things that you are happy with?
From the Trump policy? Not that I know of.
Not that you know. Yeah. Where are you from?
Where am I from? Where do I live?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, not like specifically. But, you know, around. Are you Huntington Beach?
No, I live in Rialto.
Nice. Very cool. Okay. So what are we seeing that we think is divisive? Do you agree with him? No. Never. Well, I don't know.
How do you think the Trump administration is doing?
Oh, dude, I think the Trump administration is doing pretty good. And what we do, I mean, I'm more right wing, but I have interviews and we have friendly back and forths with people and whatnot, just discussing important topics that are happening, you know, every single day. So we encourage, you know, good back and forths and just interesting conversations. People can really take it whatever direction they want to take it. But as for divisive, I guess we could talk about specifically, what are you talking about?
Well, I think he's causing a lot of people to hate him. And he's causing a lot of people to defend him. He's not bringing people together. I don't see him bringing people together. He doesn't speak to the left and say, no, let's work together. I don't see that.
Yeah. Well,
it's not against him for that. I just would love it if he did more of that.
Yeah. I mean, the American people voted for.
I wonder if his answer would be different after today when he let Zondani into the office.
That agenda. Obviously, he's a Republican. Should he be, you know, working with the left and pushing their agenda when they didn't win the election?
I think we need to work together as a nation.
And the other day when he allowed basically the leader of the political Muslim world into the White House too.
Sure. So what policies are you against from the Trump administration?
I'm not against any policies from the Trump administration.
So you're just talking about like literal rhetoric is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mean tweets. This guy's 8 years back in time.
I think most politics comes down to the effect it has on the day-to-day for everybody.
For sure.
And so we blow up a lot of the policies because of the narratives that people hear on the headlines and whatnot. But more importantly is what do you stand for? And Make America Great Again is quite literally implying America is not good right now.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you could dig into that. I think that's kind of an interesting point. When it comes down to it, there's a lot of issues in the country, right? Like a lot of our inner cities look like third world countries. There's people being executed on the streets, kind of chaos. There's drugs everywhere. So there's a lot of problems. There's also a lot of amazing things that's happening around the country, right? In many ways, things have never been better. In many ways.
I'm not sure who he's with today on this one here, but the description might say. It doesn't say who he's with. Yeah, give her credit. Come on now. Maybe a girlfriend or something.
The American dream is lost for a lot of people, like Gen Z, right? Housing affordability, being able to live, start a family, all that stuff, kind of going out the window for people. So there are a lot of issues that we got to work on for sure. Education, failing, health crisis.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I didn't make a very good question though, but 98% of you guys call potatoes potatoes, not potatoes. Okay. There's still 2% of you guys that call them potatoes. Where do they call them potatoes from? I'm curious where they got the potatoes. 44 votes on that one. Thank you. Should I end the poll? I'll end the poll. Back there.
Housing crisis, drug crisis. So there's a lot of issues. I don't really get super offended by, hey, make it great again. You know, it's just kind of a generic political chant. But you have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just pointing out that it's not saying make America great.
Yeah.
If it was just make America great, it wouldn't be implying.
It would be implying that it's not great. If you say make America great, it means that it's not great. Okay. I think the hat went to his head or something.
Implying A, that it's thumbs down now and that it was way better in the past.
Maybe you don't like that Make America Great Again. It doesn't seem like you have any other issues with policies. Am I getting that right?
I think what ICE is doing is pretty controversial.
Controversial?
Yeah.
Well, arresting people, like, it's not the prettiest thing. What do you think is controversial about what they're doing?
Do you think that there are any ICE officers that are acting out of racial prejudice by any chance?
Any? Out of every single one?
50% of them are Hispanic. Do you know that?
Yeah. Statistically, there has to be somebody, right? You could say the same thing about police officers.
Sure.
You can say the same thing about nurses,
Anything about teachers?
doctors,
What do you
people.
What do you think we should, as a collective, be aiming at right now?
You're not going to get perfection. You're trying to be a more perfect union. You're not going to find perfection.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
As a collective consciousness, the people of America.
Collective. This guy is like 1960s in a $30 body or something. What the heck?
What should we be aiming at right now?
Oh, do you mind if I I can answer that question.
We're Maurice's, and we.
No, you're not Maurice's. You're scary looking. Advertisements. Notice how I'm not grifting, guys. I'm not grifting at all today. So I'm not even educating you about where certain buttons are on the screen or anything like that. I'm got my hands tied up. I'm not even going to let you know that there's a like button or a subscribe button down there or anything like that. So
If I ask you, when it came to ICE, I don't want to move away from that just yet. That's an interesting point you're bringing up. Why were you saying that? You think it's controversial what they're doing because what?
Well, I personally
you didn't answer
think,
that question.
I personally think all immigrants should be able to stay.
Whether they came into the country legally or not.
Yeah, I think most of those laws are probably created out of fear and not actually aiming at unity and progressing the country.
So why exactly would you say that they're fear-based, though?
Well, if we're just trying to keep anything out of what we protect, is assuming it's a threat to something.
is the next question going to be about his house?
Not necessarily. I mean, a nation without borders is not really a nation at all.
So that would be a threat to your national status.
Well, it would be a threat to national security if we just allow
So you're
anything and
agreeing with
everybody to come into the country, but that doesn't mean that we don't allow immigration into the country. We allow
Right.
plenty of immigration.
But the idea of a threat at all is fear.
Well, hold on. You have some of the most dangerous cartels down at the southern border.
Here.
I guess we could lean into that one, right?
We have-
Because there's affordability, there's program, like you only have so many resources, right? So if you're saying, hey, no borders at all, the entire world can come over here and take advantage of social welfare programs that taxpayers pay into, that's not going to last very long. But as for the fear aspect, very interesting point. You have some of the most dangerous people in the world, cartels down at our southern border in Mexico. A lot of people in Central America fear these people. You have Tren de Aragua, MS-13, just horrifying realities down
The Mexican president fears those people.
there. And you're saying no border enforcement when you have essentially terrorist organizations running the southern borders and down at the southern border? Do you think that's a smart idea for the American people?
I didn't say no border enforcement.
I'm not going to rewind, but I'm pretty sure he kind of indicated he likes open borders.
Well, maybe I'm misunderstanding your argument then.
Sure. There's a difference between no border enforcement and let immigrants stay.
Well, that would imply.
Well, what should the consequence for coming illegally be?
Same thing we do with anyone in our country that's illegal. So arresting is fine, but we also have the deportation is a huge problem.
They looked at each other like, will he make sense one of these days?
The method of deportation and the method of imprisonment is a huge problem.
Wait, hold on. Let me back up really quick. Sure. You have no problem with people that are in the country illegally being removed?
No. I don't think we should be removing people.
He wants them arrested, and he wants us to spend more money putting them in jail, evidently, I'm guessing here, than deporting them, so we don't have to spend more money on them. He wants them to be fined or something.
You just went back on your argument again. So what should the consequence of coming here illegally be? Should there be any enforcement to removal?
So just doing it illegally? No. If there's
what should the consequence to coming into our country illegally be?
That's a really great question, and it's got so many factors.
No factors. Entering illegally, what should the consequence be? Maybe he could have said knowingly entering the country illegally. You see a big border wall up and you're walking by it. It's kind of knowingly doing it at that point there, but
It's a pretty simple question, though. What should it be?
But like running a ticket is illegal, right? And so it's a question of what law is a misdemeanor, which one's a federal offense.
What should the punishment be?
What should the punishment be? You're asking me to judge what the
asking your opinion on if someone. How stupid are these guys?
with our law system.
No, not our law system. He's saying if you were the president of the dictator of the United States, and someone entered your country illegally, what would you do to them? That's what he's asking you essentially. Can you give an answer?
Has enforced. I don't agree with all of our laws.
Yeah, it's okay. What should the punishment be for entering the country illegally? I'm genuinely asking that question. I'm not trying. This is not a trick question.
Right. My full philosophical answer.
Oh, please, yeah.
I don't believe it should be illegal to enter a country.
Okay, so there's no consequence to entering illegally. Therefore, no reasonable borders.
I think we should incentivize staying in their own country.
Okay, but you're saying no consequences to entering illegally. Therefore,
what is wrong with I'm assuming public education with this guy? California, I believe. What on earth?
for encouraging more because there's no consequence. So if there's no consequence, do it. If there's no consequence to speeding, everyone's going to speed. If there's no consequences to robbing people, people are going to rob.
Yeah.
So if there's no consequence to entering illegally, people are going to enter illegally, right?
Assuming the value gradient.
Yes. This is kind of simple here, okay? A poor country with a very bad GDP, all of South America and Latin America, sees that it's possible to make their way to a richer country, America, and live the lifestyle like you see in the behind you there. See the incentive there, buddy? There's an incentive to bettering their lives by coming to America. Giving them a little bit more money down there to make their poor lives better or something like that is going to help. Them staying down there to try to make their lives better themselves would be a fine thing to do for them, rather than try to make a track across different countries.
You know a pressure gradient in physics? Do you know what that is?
You can explain it.
So basically, if there's a hot room and a cold room and a hole in between, the hot air will move into the cold air, right? So there's an assumption that something that's worse happening in Mexico than there is in America, and Mexicans are going to come to America, and it's not going to be an even exchange. There's no equilibrium of value, which is true. The American currency or the American economy is far stronger than the Mexican. I think the goal should be to make the Mexican economy as strong as the American economy.
That's, yeah.
Why exactly is it our burden as America, or
You
is
called
the
it a
United States?
burden.
Yeah.
I don't
Correct.
think it's a burden. I think it's a
Why
responsibility.
is it our responsibility
to build up
better
Mexico for the Mexican people?
Why is it our responsibility as a father or a mother to take care of our child?
Because they're your child and they're in your house. That's why.
Because it is ours.
Okay, yeah. So I think America should be responsible for other nations on its planet.
We are the world. We are the children.
Well, we don't have quote unquote ownership over the planet.
Right,
though.
and I don't have quote unquote ownership over my daughter. She is.
If anybody feels like praying, pray for his daughter, please.
Is my daughter.
You do have legal responsibility over
Legal
your daughter.
responsibility, sure. That's just not.
But we don't have legal responsibility or some sort of equivalent over the entire planet.
We haven't
right?
decided that.
Yeah.
Who theoretically would decide that?
Who
then?
decides any ownership?
Well, who would decide that, though? That's a good question.
I think the government should decide.
The government should decide if we own Mexico. Okay, Canada maybe 51st state, but in Mexico, we don't really want them as a state.
To be
The
responsible.
local or the national
Federal
government?
government should decide to be responsible
For the
and
entire
it
world?
Kind of does.
For the entire world?
I think every federal government should be responsible for every other government because we see the humanity in others.
Right.
So then,
It's called empathy.
would you call yourself a
No, empathy for people, not for other governments and how they do things in other governments. Okay, empathy for other people that are starving over in Africa. We are the world, we are the children, and Farm Aid and all that stuff. That kind of stuff. Yes, that's called charity. But not for the government to get.
globalist? Because that sounds a little bit like a globalist argument.
Yeah. Sounds very Star Trekian.
That's a label that I wouldn't define myself by.
Okay.
You just did.
It's a very interesting point. Your position is, we have responsibility to essentially be the world's soup kitchen. I'm going to reject that, but respectfully. Okay. Thanks for your time, man. What's your name?
Mayo.
Give him credit for having a civil conversation and not saying Trump is a fascist, Trump is a fascist, Trump is a fascist. I'm glad you didn't go that route there. But anyway, that was an interesting one there. Thank you, James. Remove that one from the playlist. You guys are still hanging out with me. 18 people are here. How long have I been going? 2 hours and 12 minutes already. Still waiting to see. No, Rebel didn't respond to my request there. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else to watch here. Actually, what I was going to do is let you guys watch another little video here while I find out a little place to raid it out to or something like that here. But let's see what we got here. Really short videos to watch. Okay, we're going to watch.
Sir, he could beat her with the logic. He could beat her with her.
We're going to watch a little bit of this. So, anyway, here, just give you a taste of it here. Then we'll watch the rest of it some other time.
With his logic. Come on, he looks like a smart man. Sir, let him speak. Please, sir, let him speak.
It says Hulk for free speech, by the way, and he's literally drowning out right now. He has these meta glasses on, so we're going to have some content from him.
We're going undercover at the No Kings Pro.
This is Adam Francisco hanging out with Liberty Hangout in Florida, somewhere probably around Orlando type area. But anyway, kind of an interesting dilemma going on here.
Protest here in St. Petersburg. So I'm going to see if they'll give me a sign.
And his role today is to act like one of the protesters and encourage them to stand up for what they believe in and have a dialogue.
Hey guys, I'm down to 4,099 subscribers. Just in case there's anybody in the chat that's not subscribed, you could bump that number back to 4,100 because every time I do these day streams, I lose subscribers for some reason. I'm not sure if it's bots or people getting bored with my great personality or something like that, but feel free to hit that subscribe button to move me back to that 4,100. I'd appreciate it.
With me instead of trying to shut down everybody, because we see when I go up to people, they usually start to tell their friends, don't talk to her, don't talk to her. So Adam's there to try and give them a little pep talk, encourage them. Yeah, we're so smart and brave and beautiful. We can stand up for what we believe in. So go talk to her. So
I like the idea.
we'll see what we get out of it. Thank you, Adam, for being here. We're so happy to have another video with you after your surgery. So we're so grateful to your live donor, Charlie, for giving his kidney to you. And we're just so happy that you're healthy and on the road to recovery. So, all right, let's go.
I got the email that you guys have extra signs to hold.
Yeah, I got a sign.
Yeah, because I read on the email, it said there's going to be extra signs.
Yeah, yes, okay, yes.
Thank you. I didn't have a chance to make a sign today. That's perfect, simple.
Yeah, I make mine so that they can be seen from 30 feet away. And when I always position myself so traffic lights stop people so they have time to read.
That's beautiful.
So even though my signs are big,
That's okay. This is great. All right, guys, we got our resist sign. Who's here?
There's a blogger. I can't remember her name.
What is-
Long hair. She her husband does the filming. She has this kind of goon-like guy that stands there. But anyway, she will put you.
Goon-like guy.
up online and make it look stupid. That's her whole point.
So what do we do?
You not talk to her. Just she's not there.
So she's a right-wing person?
Yes.
So why don't we try to just beat her with good ideas?
Well, go ahead if you will, but she'll get it.
Edits everything you say to either make you sound like an idiot or to make it sound like you agree with her. Please get off the sidewalk. Get off the sidewalk.
Ma'am, you're sitting on the sidewalk.
It does not matter how clever you are.
I think I could beat her
No, you
with my words.
Wait a minute. She will edit your words before they put them online. What are you telling you?
All right, thank you for the warning.
Hi, thank you for coming out. So thankful that you're here. We're just covering your event for our YouTube channel. I saw that it was happening and we wanted to get your voice out. What are you out here protesting today?
I'm protesting Donald Trump's regime.
Okay, what regime would you label that as?
Oh, well, no health care or food for little children.
Yeah, don't you? Average age. Somebody said the average age yesterday was between 20 and 40 of these No Kings protests or something like that. I still think it's between 40 to 60 myself, but somebody, the poll yesterday when I did it was 20 to 40 was most people thought they were.
Okay.
I'm really upset about that. Does he not?
Oh, don't touch me though.
Excuse me.
Don't touch me though.
This is my wife,
and I would appreciate you get out of her face.
Hi, it's nice to see you again. What are you guys out here protesting?
She's usually like normal friendly. She's trying to be extra friendly today, saying, "Hello, how are you doing?" And they're not even sort of responding to that kindness.
And if you wonder why people are leaving the churches, it's because of the hatred and the division and the sarcasm we see coming out of the religious right.
Welcome. How are you guys?
Pretty sure there's kind of a mini revival going on since Charlie Kirk's passing, but you can say what you want to say, buddy.
Doing? What's your sign say?
We really don't.
Stop the assault on the Constitution. What assaults do you see on the Constitution?
I really don't want to talk to you.
She's a right-wing influencer, and if you don't say something she can cut up, she'll make farty noises when she shows them.
I'll make farty noises.
I don't know, whatever. But I don't want to talk to you. Okay.
Why don't you want to talk to me? You don't really actually know anything about me, right?
I'm afraid of you.
You're afraid of me?
Yeah, because I'm afraid you'll misconstrue whatever I say.
How about do you believe women? Do you believe women when they tell you?
I just told you I'm not going to tell them anything.
Yeah. Well, it says stop the assault on the Constitution. I was just wondering.
Don't you love it when they're anti-authoritarian when they think it's Trump, but they're pro-authoritarian when somebody in a yellow vest comes by. So they'll listen to somebody in a yellow vest that says, "Don't talk to this person," but they're anti-authoritarian when the president is following the law. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Wondering what assaults are happening.
I told you I don't want to talk to you.
Okay. Do you guys want to get your message out to anyone?
Yeah,
So, Marty, why don't we stand over here so the traffic can see?
Sure, yeah, we could go over here so the traffic can see us. That's fine. Hi, you go to patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett to support my work. Thank you. Thank you. She's gonna get in a wreck. She's literally driving. She's literally
Another patriotic grifter.
She is.
No, you are.
How am I patriotic grifter?
You just asked for her support. Now that I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Well, aren't you guys asking for people's
These people.
support? Because at the bottom of your emails, you all say donate to us.
don't-
Are you running for something that we should vote for you?
Yeah. Grifting. Yeah, there's always those donation links down there. Usually code blue, and when it's for a certain cause. Let's support the children in Africa via code blue. That takes 4% off of that and sends it to the DNC. But yeah, let's support Africa or whatever the cause is, right?
Donate to the Democratic Party and to blue causes and to humane causes.
Right. What group are you guys with? Is this Indivisible?
No, this is individual. I'm an individual.
I know. Was this organized by the Indivisible group or was it the Refuse Fascism group? Do you know what group organized this?
I'm on my own. I'm independent.
Yeah.
So
you're here independent. You don't know what group organized this?
I'm independent. I'm a concerned citizen and I'm a patriot.
Okay, yeah. How would
Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
you define patriot? How would you define the word patriot?
Not the way you do.
Well, I can tell you how I would define it. If we could
not
see if we
interested.
disagree.
I'm not in.
Okay. I thought maybe you guys could hold your own in your argument. If you really believed in what you said you believed in, I would expect an older gentleman to be able to hold his own in a conversation, wouldn't you think? Okay, that's fine. Stop starving Gaza.
I didn't have time to make the new one that says, well, anyway, I'm not going to comment.
Well, what would be your new one if you wanted to
I
say?
can't comment. I don't know who anybody is anymore. I don't trust people.
Oh, I'm Caitlin Bennett. I have a YouTube channel, Liberty Hangout.
I do know you. I'm not talking to you.
Why not?
I know who you are.
I know who you are, so I'm not talking to you. If I didn't know who you were, I might talk to you. Oh, boy. Oh, that's funny.
Is that a bad thing, who I am?
I'm just going to say, that's my comment. I have no comment other than say this is what I'm here for. I'm not talking to people about anything. The signs.
The signs speak for itself, even though you can't back it up. So either you're a paid protester or you don't have the intelligence to be able to back up your sign.
Speak themselves.
But that's the thing. So signs just have a few words on there. And you actually said that you didn't mean to bring this one. You meant to make a new one.
Something. If it wasn't for the camera and your microphone, I would sit down with you. But otherwise, I just have no comment. I'm taking the Fifth Amendment. I'm taking the Fifth.
I love your outfit. What are you, a baby? You're wearing a diaper?
So, Fifth Amendment, you take it in case something might incriminate you. So what's incriminating about you?
And a cute little bonnet and a bib. Protect children, not pedophiles. Release the files. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you care about children? Because it's ironic that you're talking about protecting children when I would bet all the money in my bank account that you support the right to abortion, right? I say nothing if you are hypocritical with that statement. Say nothing if you are pretending to care about children when you in fact are okay with slaughtering them in the womb.
So tasty, it could give.
That's a good way to try to get them to respond, at least, get them to sort of say that what they disagree with. Oh, wild.
All right, there you have it. She said nothing, and I said, say nothing if that's what you believe in, but that's what she believes in. You look like you want to talk to me. I know you're smart enough to stand up for what you believe in and have a dialogue, even if you disagree with me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You might even be able to change my mind. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that.
Now, that's why no comment.
We'll have probably 10 times the amount of views on this video than the amount of cars that are driving by. And you could get your message out right now to all of my audience. Well, here you got a whole costume on. You're Captain America. MAGA fight GOP.
The funny thing is, I bet you if she offered to pay them $10 or something like that to have the conversation, they would take it, maybe $20 depending on who it was. So, which would prove that they're capitalist. Not that she needs to do it, but just it's like, will you have a normal interview with me if I promise to have your whole video in context, and I'll pay you $20 for it? If they're capitalist, they'll either take the money or they'll ask for 50.
Fascist. So you believe in fighting GOP fascists?
No comment. I am no comment. You can say it as much as you want, but it's no comment.
Are they paying you to just hold a sign like those sign waivers outside of Liberty Tax USA? Say nothing if you're being paid to be a sign waiver today. 5, 4.
Look at him in the background there.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right. He basically admitted to being a paid sign waiver out here. You know what? Liberty USA, Tax USA could definitely hire you. You're doing a good job. It's funny that you're going to sit out here and say, fight GOP fascists, but you can't even define what fascism is. It's tyranny or revolution.
And if you're assuming that she's GOP and you're not even fighting her with the argument here, I don't know if she'll bring that up, but that's an interesting point too.
You guys think that being out front of Floor and Decor and the Bank of America and Winn-Dixie, you're fighting a revolution? You can't even stand for the revolution. You had to sit down.
I'm bored.
You're bored? Well, at least they're paying you, right? At least you can get paid for being bored. Hey, high five! Oh, I can't even get a unity high five. Hi! He's gonna, hi guys, how are you? Home for free speech. I wish I had a horn. Beep, 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 beep. What is it?
Looking at your shirt.
Hi.
Praise the Lord.
Let's cowbell. He wants to live up to his sign, the free speech sign. Let them speak, sir. Sir, he could beat her with the logic. He can beat her with his logic.
Okay. I'll have to stop it right there. We'll come back to this next chance we get. All right, guys and girls, thanks for watching. I'm going to send you over to my buddy Tommy Temper. He's probably, let's see what he's doing real quick here on this other thing here. Yeah, Rebel didn't get back to me. No worries. Let's see. He's a Canadian guy, conservative type guy, does different things. But right now, he's either restreaming or he's out partying here. Let's see which one he does.
Oh man, this thing is a big beauty.
He's actually hanging out there. When he restreams or whatever, it's kind of a cool thing to send him out to do that there, but he's not really doing anything there. Let me see if I can find somebody else to send you over to here, because we got to support our different communities out there and see what else is going on. So we're going to try to find somebody else to restream there. Oh, no offense. He's just eating dinner or something like that out there right now. I don't want to bug him with a raid or whatever if he's just watch a guy eat dinner, which is fun for his audience there, but it's kind of more for his main audience, rather than a raid. But Tommy Temper was the other option there if you want to go watch him. Check him out, but I'm going to try to find somebody else that's might be a little bit more entertaining for you here. Let's see what we got here. Customization, redirect to somebody else here. Oh, BDF Blaze is out there doing his thing. That's probably the best option to go with. Yes, we're going to see if he's got some things going on over there. Ooh, I can send you to a debate channel also. You would rather watch a debate or watch drama on the streets? I think you guys would probably rather watch drama on the streets than a debate thing or something like that. But Grid Motorsports is out there doing his thing also, or Speakeasy. But I'm going to send you over to BDF Blaze is the name of this channel here. And as you won't see him on the screen, but feel free to subscribe and like that channel. He's probably going to be going on another 5 or 6 hours. There's a lot of stuff on the streets that are happening tonight. So make sure you go over there and tell him Mr. Bill said hello. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work here. But before we go, let's get the Pledge of Allegiance here. Or the one more thing that I had going on here was this one here, and bookmarks. There we go.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, words of gallantry streaming.
Holiday York, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll send you over to BDF Blaze. Tell him Mr. Bill said hello. I don't know if I'll come on later tonight, but I got to go to the restroom at least. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you later. Good night. You too. Okay.